again.
Keep going. Keep going.
Yeah,
That's
what is
it. That's
that
all
all
I know.
about?
Oh.
So for those who don't know, this is my last week on the Wednesday show with Nick and Herbert. It will be a sad departure, but I've got to focus on growing the channel, building the channel, doing all the things that an analyst does. Nick doesn't know this yet. The world doesn't really know this yet, but I am going to China next week. I've been invited by Xiaopeng to go out and see their new driverless system. They've got level 4 approval for robotaxis. They've got a whole new system, heavily inspired by Tesla, of course. They've got it's going to be an interesting one to check out, and that's what I'll be up to.
Wow. We're going to miss you, Brian. Honestly, this is great. We've gotten used to, though, every Wednesday. It's like a little party that we hang out together every Wednesday. It's fun.
Yeah, that's a big trip though. If you guys haven't already, go like and subscribe so you don't miss that one. That's gonna be, especially I mean, since it's based, very similar approach to Tesla, and that's gonna be fascinating. I can't wait to see that.
He goes to China. It's gonna be called Down O'Dowd. I'm the Down O'Dowd of China.
Well, and the thing is, I will also be checking out the Model YL while I'm there. There are 3 showrooms in Tesla showrooms in Guangzhou, so that'll be great. And if anyone's in Los Angeles, I have a extremely long layover on the way back on the evening of the 9th. So get in touch. I don't know.
Wow, look at you, dude. All right. We're going to miss you. And then next Wednesday, though, we're going to continue this live stream that we're doing. It's a lot of fun. We're going to have Hans join us for next January. And then we'll see where we go from there. But, dude, I'm going to miss you. It's a party with you.
Yeah.
It's a party. So we were called the Tesla Boys by Nick. I don't like that name, but let's go with it. We're no longer the Tesla Boys. They were the Tesla dudes, the two of us.
Speak for yourself. I'm still a Tesla boy.
You're
Tesla
still
man.
Tesla boy. Okay.
See, he figured it out halfway through. It's like, oh wait, man, darn it.
Yeah. 2.5 Tesla men.
2.5.
There you go.
So this is one we do every Wednesday. It's a co-stream and on Futuraza. Check out there, and of course on Nick's Investing Us Against the Grain. And then today it's more of a celebration, isn't it? Today we did a party last Wednesday for Santa, but now this is 2026. So I think what we're going to talk about today is, what are the, the thing is whether or not Tesla's ahead, are they on track, or are they so far behind they never accomplish the things that Elon said that he's going to accomplish. But I think that for me, it's like, he was wrong with a lot of things. But what matters most is friggin' Robotaxi is launched in June, and the car drives itself. So it is coming. Tesla's changing the world, and that's not going to, a few months delay is not going to change its fate. Let's listen first with Elon. He was on a space last night, and he was in for a minute and a half, just in and out of that space. But what he said was, he talked about what he expects to happen in 2026. Let's listen to what he said.
We should have widespread robotaxi. That'll be a big thing for Tesla in 26. Optimus 3 will launch, and then hopefully SpaceX will achieve full reusability with Starship. Those are pretty giant ones.
I assume the first major shipments with Starship are just going to be like Starlink satellites, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And I think and
then we're going to go to the moon.
Oh yeah, definitely. The space computer thing is a really good accelerant, I think. So you become SpaceX becomes the major delivery company of choice then, right?
Yeah.
Biggest, most reliable rocket. I gotta ask. Have you ever thought of what it's like to manufacture things on the moon? Because you can make different types of materials that you can't make on Earth, in low gravity types of environments.
Well, I think the biggest opportunity on the moon is to actually make solar cells and radiators, so you're manufacturing on the moon anything that weighs a lot. Chips maybe still come from Earth, but they weigh very little. And then you can use a mass driver to put 1 billion tons of AI-powered satellites into orbit per year.
Okay, that's it. But he then said he had to leave. What do you guys think?
I
what he
think
said.
ass drivers from the moon is pretty exciting, but I'm still more excited about ass drivers on Earth.
Okay, I'm not going to ask what that is, but
Well, that's the cars. I mean, they haul, don't they? You gotta keep up here, Herbert. This is science fiction, and it will never happen. Just like reusable rockets will never happen. Just like Starship is too big, it can't get off the ground. It'll never fly. You can't do a belly flop. You can't land on your feet. You can't catch rockets with chopsticks. This is impossible, and it sounds insane, and it will sound insane until it happens.
Now you guys know why we're kicking Brian off. All this, it's never gonna happen. It's all science
Well, that's
fiction.
the thing is all those crazy things work. They work. Boosters, I tried to find references to people saying that it would never work, and I couldn't. What I found is references to serious people saying you could do it, but the sacrifice to payload, the additional weight penalty, it just would never make financial sense. You'd lose too much capability to make something reusable. And SpaceX just said, no, our math is different. We're going to do it. And what a boon that has been. Could you imagine if they had to build a whole new booster for every launch they've ever done? That's insane. The ocean would be mostly rockets by volume at this point. So they would, can they do it? Absolutely. Absolutely. Will they? Just depends what makes sense.
It makes me wonder if that whole narrative about, it just wouldn't make sense financially, was just a bunch of people who want to make sure that their own grift kept going because they could, take more money, spend more money.
Hey, my contract is cost plus. The only way I'm going to make more money is if my cost is higher.
Exactly. Yeah. It's hard to not, like, as you see more and more stuff, between like what Elon did with Doge and like what you see like in Minnesota, and just our own like intuition, like clearly government's not efficient. Politics aside, government is not efficient. It's hard to not like imagine that there's some truth to this. Like you probably took away someone's sweet little cash cow.
Yes. Well, the fact that ULA spent $1 billion on a launch tower is absurd. Whatever. I mean, great. Yeah. That's less than it took SpaceX to get to orbit, but okay.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, but that's I'll tell you the thing that was most excited for me on that clip there, H&F, Herbert and Futuralza, HMB. I don't know.
What?
I'm trying something new. I don't know. It's not landing. You were late. Don't give me any grief.
H and F, H and B. Oh, Herbert and Brian.
Oh,
it's Ong and White is the right thing. I'm always Ong. He's always White.
Oh,
that's what he says.
I got it. So it's a white Ong. Got it. White Ong. Love me a good white Ong. Anyways, let's get back on track. When he was talking about autonomy robotaxis,
widespread robotaxi,
widespread in 2026.
Yeah,
it's exciting to hear him say it, but Elon, or kind of the boy who cried wolf again. I wish sometimes that he would just say a little less and maybe take some pointers from Ashok, because he seems to really have it down. But unfortunately, I'm a sucker for being sucked in. And while I've been thinking in my head, like, I don't know, let's probably think, anything I think is going to happen at the start of the year, probably happen at the end of the year. I've been thinking about that. I made a prediction video on a new channel I started, Behind the Trade, with my best friend Greg. And, I literally said that as one of my predictions, or one of my contrarian predictions, that I think everything we think is going to happen the first half of the year will happen in the back half of the year. And I listened for Elon for 30 seconds, and I'm like, it's happening. It's going to happen tomorrow. Here we go.
You got sucked in again, huh?
It's every time he sucks me in.
Yeah. Elon said, widespread robotaxi.
Yeah, I'm like, no, this guy, like, no wonder he has so many kids. He just sucks everybody in. I was like, yep. Oh, all right. Sure, Elon, whatever you want.
He did say it's a big thing for Tesla in 2026. So
Yeah,
that's
but he
a
said
it's a
volume
long
production
time.
of Cybercab in April. It's like, all right, well, you sucked me in on that one too. Like,
What I mean,
okay,
that Cybercab is actually on track, if not
supposedly.
ahead of schedule.
We
Yeah.
will see.
Well, they're already producing it, so yeah,
All right.
technically production started already. But he just clarified that it's a preliminary production, not volume production, which will happen in April.
I would be willing to place a bet that we're going to get into April.
Yeah.
First week's going to go by. We're going to be like, all right, we still have a lot of April left. Second week's going to go by. Like, well, we still have half of April left. April's not over, guys.
Yeah.
We're going to get like last
day of April.
Any day, guys. Any day.
Well, we still have almost 12, 13 hours to get 1,000 robotaxis out this year. So I'm
and 8 cities launched. And 8 cities.
Easy.
Yeah. We're joking, obviously.
Yeah, we're playing.
Well,
and the reality is, I told this to Herbert before. It'll be on a different show that comes out later, but the ability to ramp Cybercab will not be constrained by manufacturing ability. It'll be constrained by logistics. If FSD gets to the point where the remote operator ratio is 1,000 to 1, they'll go gangbusters, but they'll still have to roll them out city by city and build it out that way. But with that said, the manufacturing is going to be the easiest part because it's designed to be made in outrageous volume. So while you could, if you say, well, if Tesla's only going to do 10,000 this year, why don't they take a Waymo approach and just buy the wrong car and build it the dumb way? And the answer is because we want to grow past that.
That was a good one. Why don't they just buy the wrong car? Are you do you guys think that the regulations from NHTSA will be sorted out by April so that they can actually put more than 2,200 on the road in 2026?
Well, just to be clarified, first it's 2,500, not per manufacturer per year, and that is for autonomous vehicles without steering wheel, without pedals, without the side mirrors, without the rear mirror. Things that there's 1,000 things that regulations require for human-driven vehicles, but they don't need that. And then NHTSA said 2,500 per vehicle. Go ahead and do that as test beds. We'll let you. Anything more than that, you need approval. So that is for the pure, but that's where maybe if that is not sorted out by then, which highly likely will not, I don't think it would be, then that's where Tesla will have to roll out Cybercabs with steering wheels just to pass. That's what the chairwoman of Tesla said, right? Robin Denholm. She said, if we need to, we'll put steering wheels and pedal. Well, again, let's not get into that whole debate.
It's not. I'm not making a debate. It was a question.
Yeah. No. I'm saying I don't want to do the debate with Farzad because what he's saying is that
you brought this up. No one else brought this up. You taken us down to this path to have that debate. No one was even going that way. I asked you if the regulation.
I just want to clarify that it's not like we're going to create a Model B that we're going to sell billions of this for this compact car. This is like a path to get Cybercabs on the road, legally. So they could do that, right?
Herbert literally just went out. He got the cow, took it to the butcher, made all the ground beef, got the best chef in the world, made the burger, put it in front of you, got you a nice side of fries, everything goes, but let's not eat it, okay?
Well, I will say that I'm looking forward to buying my Model Y with LiDAR all over the roof because I've seen Tesla operating those on the public streets as well.
Those are the big ones, right? But they're not white ongs. They're more like black, gray.
That's a good one, Brian. Oh,
I've seen them on the road, guys. You can't deny it.
All right.
But
on a serious note,
okay. What was your question? Yes.
If they start production in April, obviously, to be profitable, right? They're going to ideally want to ramp up a lot. So, what do you think happens from there? I mean, I guess Herbert, I guess what Denholm might have meant was if it's steer by wire, we can have the steering wheel be useless We can have the brakes be useless if they're not completely mechanical.
Yeah.
Caliper type brakes. Right. Like
If they
you
make
think
us
that's
put
what would
side
happen?
mirrors on that
Yeah.
no one's going to use, then we'll put
But-
side mirrors on that no one's going to use.
But I guess what I'm saying is, but there would be no safety driver still, right? You just have everything there, but just make it where it's not usable.
Yeah.
Having to sit elbow to elbow with one person
Yeah.
in a two-person car with a
not good.
stranger is, I don't see that being effective. If we do that, let's just go adopt the Asian approach of the motor scooters, where you just hop on and hug a stranger.
Now we know why you're going back to China. We got the real reason here.
That's it. I don't think they do the motor scooters there. Certainly not in Guangzhou. That's a very advanced city.
What about Guangzhou?
Yeah.
Haven't been. Never heard of it.
No, my jokes are not landing, I guess, today.
I guess.
I'm trying. I'm trying to get one laugh from Brian. One last.
You got
time.
a bunch.
Like,
I
got
just
the
still want
pressure
more.
here.
You're greedy. You're greedy
Yeah.
for the giggles. I got you.
damn.
Greedy for the
You have
giggles.
to earn it.
I can't give you another hug and
That's
get
true.
chest to chest with you.
What happened when you guys met? Actually,
We hugged.
That's
the first thing we did.
Did alcohol come out at all, or
Yes, but
Ow.
later. I mean, we didn't
did.
need that. He said, "I promise you, Brian, nips to nips," and he wasn't kidding. It was pushing it was hype.
You're right for it. I said, get in here, brother.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So on the other side, Nick, though, right? So the people are saying, right, if Cybercab, they're producing Cybercab and it's actually in production now, small numbers, it's going to go in volume production, is what Elon said in April. Okay, let's believe him for a second. If you do, why would they do that? Why would they invest in that? Why would they go full force in this, pedal to the metal, if they don't feel like they would have, there's going to be a regulation that's going to push them back, right? They must know something.
That's why I asked the question.
Yeah.
Because that's my opinion. I kind of feel like they've been slow rolling a little bit intentionally. It's kind of right, because there's a lot of moving parts, and I imagine you don't really want to start real production unless you're past that, or you use these other kind of loopholes to check a box. Even if it's arbitrary, you can't move at the speed of government. But it does seem ridiculous to me that they haven't done this yet. Like it's honestly like they're ready to do AI regulations, but this is something that they're still moving slow on. Like that's kind of crazy to me. Like they were able to do the whole big beautiful bill and all that stuff, but they can't get this done. Like this is like the lowest hanging fruit, the easiest thing to do. This isn't complicated.
This doesn't require an act of Congress. This requires the swipe of a pen and someone to actually swipe it. So I don't know. There's no reason this can't be done tomorrow afternoon, except that tomorrow's a holiday, federal workers, but maybe on the second or third, that's the weekend. I mean, we're getting into the weekend, maybe next week. But the idea is it can be there, hopefully. And this is the beauty of having more than one company pursuing this. Zoox and Waymo are definitely going to say, hey, you got to resolve this. Waymo plans to grow by 2,500 units next year. They might be looking at more than that. If it's 2,501, they're going to run into the same hurdle. But No.
Well, no. Waymos have steering wheels and pedals, and they don't have the issue. Just like Tesla can roll out Model Ys as many as they want. They can do 1 million in Model Ys, and they can all go to Robotaxi, and that's not part of that rule. Just FYI.
Anyways, that was the only reason I was bringing up the question, was because if it launches in April, it's like, okay, well, if they launch, okay, so what? They're gonna hit their capacity in a month and a half if they're slow rolling it.
Yeah. They're done.
Yeah. All right.
Shut it down.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Rack it up.
That's my whole point. Like, you don't want that, right?
Yeah, they launch on the 15th, and by the afternoon of the 17th, they're like, well, we had a good run.
Maybe you know what they'll do? They'll sell it to consumers.
Well, they still can't do that, right?
Why not?
I don't know.
Steering wheel. I think there's a whole bunch of. I don't know. I don't know why.
Well, so to Nick's point, there are stupid rules that still exist. Semis must be sold with physical mirrors of a specific minimum dimension, even if they have digital mirrors. So it is legal to operate them without the physical mirrors. So some manufacturers have taken to building them in such a way that it is effortless to remove them because you've got better digital mirrors. It's just a stupid requirement that's grossly out of date and could be fixed with a swipe of a pen. There's got to be just endless dumpsters filled with these side mirrors that nobody has any use for. What is it, a jobs program for the mirror company? Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. Well, talking about people who make predictions, Nick, didn't you say that, Tesla stock can still hit 500? Dude, you've got 2 hours, an hour and a half.
Not what I said.
You said that last week. You said there's still a chance it'll hit, 500 by the end of this year.
Well, yeah, there is still a chance.
And there was.
There's still a chance. You got an hour and a half, dude. So
what I actually said was that Tesla has a date with 500. That's what I said.
He didn't say what the date was. It starts.
You're
with
a bad date. It's a bad date, dude. Disappointing date.
I think it's right now. I think all this weakness in Tesla is just a mix of two things, maybe three things, maybe four things. Let me lay it out for you. Maybe more.
God.
I don't know.
Keep going, dude.
It's an auction.
Well, I'm trying to think about like what all I want to give away here for free. No, I'm just kidding. Well, one, obviously the time of year, right? These Santa rallies that people always talk about. This is trash trading markets. Everyone's done doing any of their window dressing. The real people, Wall Street, all of them, institution, they're not working. This is all low volume. People who are like retail investors are the ones moving the market right now. So this is all kind of just garbage trading days over the last 2 weeks. So that's one thing. So low volume can really move the stock one up or down. It's like pre-market or post-market. Then you've got January 2nd. And January 2nd is really interesting with delivery numbers. And I've been saying this for the last 2 years. I do not care about delivery numbers. I do not think they're important. As long as Tesla is still making vehicles, there's nothing crazy. They're still printing money. That's all that matters right now, because I don't know a single person who's invested in Tesla for their deliveries. I don't know one. Not a single soul. It's FSD. It's Robotaxis. It's Optimus. That's what I know. And I think by this point, Elon scared everyone else away. So good job, Elon. No, but seriously, I mean it. Like every time he's said, like, if you don't believe in this, sell our stock. I think it's honestly one of the best long-term things he could have done for all of us. So you've got that coming up. So if the numbers are bad or just less than Q3, which I think is what everyone expects, then be ready for all the headlines that are printed already, saying Tesla is slowing down. First time they've ever missed on Q4 or had lower Q4 than Q3. You can see all the garbage headlines. They're written already. They're ready to go on Friday. You just know it. Don't be surprised if any of them leak ahead of time. It'd be funny, wouldn't it? That's another thing that's kind of probably people are cautious, right? Like stocks don't like unknowns. Then you also potentially have earnings where people are being cautious about, right? The ZEV credits. I know there's lots of prognostication out there. I've heard lots of people act like they actually know what the ZEV credits are going to look like. Some people think it's not going to be that big of a deal. Some people think it's going to be a big deal. Some people think it's going to be a big deal over the course of a year. Who knows? We're going to find out during earnings. That's when we'll actually know. And that might affect Tesla as well. And then, there is something to be said for the fact that all the things Elon said was going to happen by the end of this year hasn't happened. So it's kind of like, all right, well, here we go again with Elon saying things are going to happen. They didn't happen. It's not like he said it's going to happen next year. He told us less than a quarter ago that this would all happen here. So part of that is there too. But then you've got also the macro stuff, right? We have, everyone's forgetting about this because it's Christmas and New Year's and Hanukkah and all the good times. But come Friday, when everyone goes back to work, everyone's going to all of a sudden remember, oh yeah, we've got a government shutdown looming at the end of the month. Yeah. So we got that whole mess to deal with. And you got to wonder, like, is that why we had weakest November? Maybe, maybe not. I personally don't think so. I think November was all about OpenAI not being able to get funding from the private market, Michael Burry shorting Palantir, NVIDIA, and Tesla, and every other company out there. I think that's more of what it was. But again, it's just another risk on the table. So we're going to come out of this nice, fun holiday season to get right into the thick of it. And I think people are kind of, let me just take a little bit off the table just in case something happens. We're still bullish, but never hurts to take a little off. And there's a lot of unknowns that are going to come up. But I think that's what's happening here. But I still think we have a date with 500 plus. I still think that I'm saying I'm wrong because we're not closing today at all-time highs, but we essentially still got the all-time highs by the end of the year. And I think next year we get to 600. So that's kind of my thought on where things are at.
I think 500 was a psychological barrier more than anything. I think a lot of people see that as an opportunity to sell. It's a nice, real round number.
$1.50, Brian. $1.50. I could have given that to them. Like, here, take it. Just break it.
Just all you need. And then I would say that you're spot on about FSD, Robotaxi, and Optimus. I would add Megapack to that. Megapack is big, profitable, boring, and getting bigger. And and that kind of boring is exciting to me. I don't think semi is going to move the needle a whole lot in the short term. Over the longer term, as it gets FSD, it will it will change the game. It will absolutely change the game. When Elon said, sell if you don't like the vision, a lot of people take that to the extreme and say, any disagreement you have, just sell your stock and shut up. No, I'm a shareholder. If I don't like, a particular thing, I'm allowed to express that and vote that and feel that way. But what Elon was saying was more important. What he was saying is, this is the company. If you want just a car company, we're desperately overvalued for that. No car company is worth this. No one makes enough cars for this valuation. We're doing the next thing and the next two things after that as well. This is a stepping stone. Berkshire Hathaway is what, a paper company or a textile? Textile. It's a textile company. It's overvalued. It's way overvalued for a textile company. Good news, they're not just that. They do a couple other things as well. And that is what matters. What's crazy to me is that I think Michael Burry's greatest talent is finding other people's money to set on fire. Yeah. He's so good at that. He's made so many millionaires out of billionaires.
He's had a good apology note, though. Sorry, guys.
No, that was well said, Brian. That was well said about what Elon was actually saying. I like the way you...
Right. Elon said, if you don't believe in Tesla solving self-driving, get out of the stock because it's not worth it, which is true. So that's the point. The whole point is, we did not hit the milestones that he said we were going to hit by the end of the year. The stock is not $500. But you guys saw this. This happened last night. Yeah. David Moss, I had him on a show on Monday. We almost had him come right now to the live stream today, but he was busy because he's actually still driving. Look at this. David has been now driving his Tesla 100% on FSD, and he's hit over 10,000 miles. He's probably around 11,000 or more now. But he went from North Carolina to Seattle 100%. Not a single time did he touch the steering wheel. And then he went from Seattle to LA Diner, Tesla's LA Diner. Then he started his he already did a coast to coast. He's doing another coast to coast, and he did that in 2.5 days. He left the Tesla Diner 2 days and 20 hours ago. He's now ended in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. He did that last night. Accomplished with FSD version 14.2 with absolutely zero disengagements of any kind, even for all parking, including at Tesla. Then he said, what else he said here? This is his map. You can see where he went. And every time the car just drove him from the parking lot to a supercharger, to a hotel, to a supercharger, to a hotel, and he made it there. Here's all of his charging stops. You can actually see right in his computer, so he can't fake this, that this is what's happening. And Elon reposted it. Sawyer reported on last night that December 30th that he hit the 10,000. He's well over that now. He's actually going to continue racking it up. But isn't that amazing that this is able to be even done? This whole thing. Remember when Elon said, "Oh, one day I'm going to do a coast-to-coast trip," and everybody said that's impossible, never happening. It did not happen. He did not do it in the time he said he was going to do it, but it eventually happened. Here it is.
And I'll tell you, the most of my disengagements now are me being impatient in the parking lot, because it can do it. I know it can, but I wish to feel different about this parking experience. That's a good spot up there. I'm just going to take it. I'm just going to jump in. It's not. I will say that I'm disappointed that it feels like maps have gotten worse on the most recent couple of updates, but that's something that's infinitely easier to fix than the entirety of driving.
Did you tell him? I mean, he's kind of like Forrest Gump FSD. He can't stop now.
I was thinking that. Well, then I just kept running.
He's not stopping. Somebody asked him. Somebody just said to him, "Hey, you know, it'd be cool if you can do all 50 states." And then he says, "Yeah, I'll do it if you pay for the shipping of the car for the 2 states." So,
Right. I forgot about that.
he said he'll do it. He'll do it. He's not going to stop. I mean, until something happens. But yeah.
I mean, he hop on a ferry.
It's the getting a car to Alaska is very expensive, and getting a car to Hawaii, I can't even imagine. That's got to be a logistical nightmare.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I feel like at this point he's got to keep going until he has a takeover, and I can't wait for the takeover to be something stupid like here's a big pothole.
Bird hit
I mean,
the front
it's
camera.
I mean, it's unbelievable. It's literally 100% FSD. I sometimes will take over because I don't like where the parking is, and he's like able to. The car is parking, into the supercharger. It needs to back into the supercharger for him to do it. Every supercharger, it backs in properly. Otherwise, he would not. You need to take over. Hotels, and he told me that his home. Luckily, it's not like a garage thing. He can have it park outside. So,
I'm surprised he's been able to avoid it parking into any handicap spots.
I haven't had that
I would just take that.
And what I have had though is my driveway is real narrow, and there's a hedge that is right along it, and my son is usually parked behind me. So when I pull out my car, which is farther forward, it has to jockey a little to get around the hedge and go out, and it does it. It's unbelievable. I'm, obviously a little bit impressed. So, in terms of, the other day handled a construction zone where the guy stepped out, he's got his high vis vest, and then he waved us through, and the car went. And I was like, that's pretty good. And the other new thing I've noticed it does is it doesn't block cross streets at stoplights. If there's a little cross street right here, it'll stop so that people can get through if they need to. Humans barely know how to do that.
Yeah.
What else we got on the docket?
I mean, I'm still on this one. 20 plus cities. 20 plus cities. Unbelievable. Here's Waymo saying we're now in 10 cities. It's an amazing experience, but this is proof to you that this car can drive. FSC can go any place in any point A to any point B. It's the United States, multiple countries. That's what it's designed for, and it's doing it. And then I think somebody made a comment, I think Phil Bicel, saying that, yeah, we're all excited about this one, but eventually every Cybercab will be doing this on the regular, right? 10,000 miles done in weeks, always being done.
That'll be
I went
interesting if they do. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I went out the other day to make an FSD video. I shot for 2 hours. I got no footage because this is boring. There was nothing to report.
You could
Nothing
just talk, said jokes. I would have listened to
that. Duly noted.
No, I'm curious what they'll. Well, okay, let's talk. Sorry, I know if you're done with this, I'm just curious.
Go.
What do you guys? What's your realistic expectations of how things pan out in 2026? It's the end of the year. Let's do a little prediction with the Tesla boys, and maybe this time next year. But Brian, you can come back and we can just recap and see where we were wrong and where we were right. You could come back for one, right?
So try and predict where will milestones for 2026.
Yeah, just whatever you want.
I feel like there's a guy who's really good at milestones who might be able to join us.
I haven't done it forever.
Come on, you got to pick it up then. Some predictions.
But absolutely. Well, I mean, I'll start by saying I think we'll Megapack deployments will double from what they are in this quarter. And that's a big number to say. I think we will see whatever, definitely Q3's numbers. We will be double that in a year is my belief, because we will have fully ramped and realized Shanghai, and the Texas one will have started to ship and deploy. In terms of semi, I think we will see that. I'm still hopeful that we could see pilot production in Q1, but I think we will see volume production begin in Q2 in earnest. And by the end of the year, I wouldn't be surprised to see 20 a day minimum coming out, but maybe more like 50. In terms of units, I think it'll be bigger than this year, but not much, excluding Cybercab. And on Cybercab, I think we'll have thousands out by the end of the year. Those are some of my predictions.
Thousands?
Yes.
Okay. Well, what's yours? Don't
Let's hear
critique
it, buddy.
him. What's yours?
Okay, well,
yeah.
okay. So I think what the theme we're hearing here is we're all long-term Tesla investors, and we have PTSD. We are tired of waiting 4 years. What?
I didn't realize that was what are the odds? We all are long-term Tesla people.
And we have PTSD. We've been waiting for the stock, and of course, nothing's happened. We've been delayed, but then it happens right here of FSC. I'm gonna stick my neck out. I got hit all the time with saying you're such a bull.
I don't know anyone that says that about you, by the way.
Yes, I try to let people know that if you listen to my shows, I have guests on, and they will say things, and because I smile and nod my heads, they go, "You're the Super Bowl." I'm like, "Wait, that guy's the one that said that." I'm just like smiling at head. Okay,
you're saying yes, Herbert approved. And when
sometimes I'll do the opposite side. If they were so negative, like Brian goes 1,000, I'll say what? But then if somebody goes, it's 1,000,000 cars next year, I'll go what? I play the opposite side. Thousands. So theoretically, it could be 100,000. It could be
a lot of leeway.
All right. So I heard what I wanted to just
Well, I was gonna confirm that you're not full of shite. That I heard you actually with Brian Wong the other day, and he made a prediction. You were like, "What?" And it kind of clarified. Maybe got a little grounded based on you're like, "What? No, come on, get back from the moon."
Yeah. So I'll play both sides. Okay, so let me position this as not my prediction, but I will. Do you believe not only what Elon says? Do you believe what Tesla says? Do you believe what the board says? Do you believe what they're actually doing? So we, as PTSD long-term investors, we're very careful, and we're trying to be very conservative next year because we've been wrong, so many of us, for so long. And that's why you did your video and you said whatever we think is going to happen in the first half, it's going to happen in the second half. Okay, but let's listen to what Tesla board says. I think next year, they have said this. we're going to try to increase production by 50%. I don't know if that's going to happen. That comes from Elon. But the board themselves have said that we are going to increase R&D. We need to spend money. They're going to we're going to ramp up Robotaxi. We're going to ramp up Optimus. We're going to ramp up AI data centers. We're going to spend a lot of money. Maybe that might include a gigafactory. I don't think so, but it may include megapack factories. I do think that's the case. Batteries, chips, AI. Why? Because FSD is solved. If FSD is solved, all of this is now full-on investment. So I don't think I think the stock will follow. We had that conversation last week. But I think that the investment by Tesla next year is going to be through the roof. And it's going to be a lot more than they did the last 4 years. This is it. They're going to power down. I just did a show with Brian where we shared that Giga Berlin has got approval now to increase production, right? They're expanding the rental program now to another state. There's moves that they're making. They just announced Macro Harder, a third supercomputer that XAI is building. He's got the money, and he's now going to spend it, barring, of course, force majeure or some sort of economy downturn. But if interest rates improve, everything looks good, Tesla's got the tech, they might actually double production next year. Not production, but, like the amount of investment they're making and what they're going to produce next year for us.
So, all right. So what was your prediction? That they're going to spend money on R&D?
Yeah. They're going to spend money big time on R&D, probably double. Like I think they're spending 8 to 10 right now. I think they'll probably spend closer to 18 to 20.
Any predictions for autonomy, Cybercab?
I think there's going to be widespread autonomy. I think they're going to launch Optimus 3, and I think they're going to get to. I'm just repeating what Elon said. Yeah, I don't know with that. I think. Yeah.
I know you don't know. That's the prediction part of it. You gawked at Brian when he said thousands. So what do you think?
I think we talked about last week, didn't we already? I mean, I'm at...
well, it's prediction
I think
week,
50,000 is way too high. And for me, I'm not ready to say that. For Cybercab production, I would say around 20 to 30 for Cybercab production. And then for Model Ys, I think that could be a lot higher than we think, more than 50,000. By the end of next year, because in terms of regulation, if they can't get other states or whatever it is, they'll just pump out Model Ys and they'll just flood Austin and the other Texas and other states that do give them approval. I'm not sure that regulation is going to slow them down at all next year. If the wild card Cybercabs is whether or not that regulation could slow that down, but Model Ys for Robotaxi, they can flood Texas. They can easily handle 100,000 Robotaxis next year, just one state.
Texas. Wow.
Texas, for example. Yeah.
Yeah. And you've had a lot of people, I don't know if you know this, you've had a lot of people on your YouTube channel lately, and we've heard all sorts of stock price predictions. And I know you don't like to give a real stock price prediction, but at the end of 2026, what number will be in front of the stock?
Yeah, we talked about last week, right?
5, a 6.
Yeah.
I don't know that.
I think it's going to be more than 5, but it won't be as high as people think it is. Well, I mean, we're at 500 right now, right? Not 5,000.
No.
Yeah, I think it's going to be more than 500, but it won't be as high as people think, because I think that they do need to wait for actual earnings upon earnings growth to get to double and more.
Okay. And any Optimus predictions now? And I know we talked about it last week.
Yeah, we did.
It's been a whole week, and Elon has said stuff. So and you've
who cares
spoken to
what
a
he
million
said?
other people. So does that change your mind before you tell me we talked about it last week?
Yeah, so far everything looks like it's still on track based on Optimus reveal. At least he said launch. I'll push everything off by a year. Whatever he said that it was supposed to happen this year, I'm safely going to say it's going to happen this year, which is 5 to 10,000 robots by the end of next year. And the reason why it was delayed, we now know, is that they had to build the actuators themselves. They just wasn't enough, and it wasn't the right kinds. And then they redid the arms, and that required specialized actuators. And so they're building that. That was what they built 5 to 10,000 of this year. And then next year, that's what this will happen. So yeah, I think 5 to 10,000 is a safe bet.
I had a chance to talk to a number of Optimus engineers off the record, on the down low, and they are beyond excited to share what they've got. They just can't yet. They said it's going to come soon, and it's going to be, mind blowing. And I said, can you give us any hints? And they said, just think of what you want it to be, and that's kind of what it's going to be. And I mean, really, in terms of, and we saw it jogging since that conversation. That was what I wanted to see. I want to see it doing things that are really challenging, things that I don't need it to do.
Yeah.
I don't need my car to go screaming fast, but the fact that it can means when I go the speed I need to go, it's not straining it, it's not breaking it. So yeah, if you want my prediction, I think they're going to come out with attachments for Optimus, things that bolt on, things that people will enjoy, but maybe that's just optimistic.
I have jumping on that one. I have a prediction.
Finally.
That one version of Optimus version 3, to shock everybody, to show that it's very different than everyone else, it could have a skin. It could look as much as a human skin, rubber skin or whatever it is, but skin like as opposed to cloth. And of course they'll switch down
with like a little bit of hair, like odd stubble.
You don't think so, I'm right? Because
it's
it's indistinguishable from a human is what they're going to try to get as close to as possible.
Oh, well, that's
for one version. Then you take it off, and then of course that's not what they're going to use for work, and there'll be the cloth version that they'll use. But
that sounds like they'll all be residents of the uncanny valley.
So you don't think so? Not a chance.
I don't see it. No. I'd just be happy if it could automatically, when you slap a cowboy hat on it, just start talking like a cowboy. Same with a pirate hat. I think that would be a valuable addition.
Easy enough.
To any factory.
What if you put
does more to improve morale than a pizza party?
That's true. By the way, we need to do something. Stock is falling, as the comments pointed out. Why is Tesla stock tanking? End of the year, everybody. What do you expect?
Well, also, I saw people when it hit the all-time high say, "Oh my gosh, it tanked today." It's like down 0.76%.
Yeah, it's down $2.56 today. Yeah, 0.56 cents right now.
Yeah,
5-6%.
That's, to me, I imagine a tank being a little more robust than that. But,
I mean, what happened the last few days is a tank, $15, right? That's the thing.
I mean, pulling back 10% from all-time highs, you kind of want that. Like, if you want the stock to keep going up, you want that to happen, is all I'll say.
Well, Nick, I'm going to share with you a theory that James Stevenson had on how to create infinite market cap. And hear me out, because he was joking, but yes?
Can you tell me who that is first? James Stevenson.
Oh,
great hair, James Stevenson.
Yes. That's the one who's the channel actually run by the dog.
Yeah.
So
yeah, if you said Loki, I would be like, oh, Loki. Okay. But Loki channel. Man, this sounds like a finance or scientist. Like, who's this person?
Right. So what he came up with, and this is genius, I swear, is whenever the stock hits 420, you do a split, a 20 for a 19 for 20 split. So it just goes down 5%, and then it races back to 420 split. 420.
People like the number 420.
People like it. They'll just keep buying it. Infinite market cap. I see.
Brilliant. Okay, what are your predictions, Nick? You pushed us a little bit, but what's yours?
I push you a little bit. Push you guys to have some fun.
Yeah,
get a little wild.
But Herbert's
like, all right, Nick, you pushed me to have this Corona Light today. No, it was just. Oh, never mind. I'm not gonna say anything to get you demonetized. Or should I? Power. No, my predictions. I kind of gave my stock price. If we end the year, near 600, I think it'll be a fantastic year. I mean, that'd be more like a 25%, increase year over year, roughly 25%. And I think that'd be fantastic. I know there's lots of people calling for $600 or $900,000. Just, I'm not saying it can't happen. Like, obviously, anything can happen. We've seen all kinds of crazy things. We've seen AMC go crazy. We've seen Rivian go crazy, only to go crazy the wrong way again. I don't think that happens with Tesla. I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think it's too big of a company for that to happen. It takes too much to move it. I know people just look at the price and just think about the price, but you have to think about the market cap and how many dollars it takes to move it. And I also don't think we want that to happen. I mean, obviously everyone wants to make more money, but if the stock is moving like that, as fast as it goes up, as fast as it's going to come back down. So I don't think we necessarily want that. I think you want ooh, you threw me off, Brian. I think we want a steady march up, and I think we want to start becoming more of a NVIDIA type company where we're moving up because we're seeing revenue and profits come through. So I think if we can get the six, again, I'm not going to be upset if we're higher, but I think we could get the 600 next year. That would mean a lot of things went right. A lot of things actually came to fruition. So that's my stock point of view. As far as autonomy, like I said, he says April. Okay, sure. Maybe they'll do it in April just to say they did it. But I would imagine like it'll happen like near the end of April, and then May and June we'll see like 10 or 20 Cybercabs coming out and nothing too crazy. And then it won't be really till, end of Q3 or Q4 when we actually start seeing what it actually looks like from a production point of view. And I think we're not going to really see a big scale out the way I think a lot of us want until the end of 2026 again. I think it's going to take time to go city to city, to have all of the Teslas with their fancy LiDARs to go and validate and just, dot I's, cross T's. And then I imagine you have to have I don't know how they're going to set up the different command stations. Do you have one in Atlanta for the whole Southeast? Or do you need to have one in Florida, one in Georgia, one in South Carolina? How does that work? Who do you hire for that? And then again, you probably want to start slow with those cities. I think Elon said, first 3 months we'll always have a safety driver. Okay, well, how long do you do that before you scale up? How many months do we sit there in 7, 8, 9, 10, 15 different cities where we only have, same as Austin, like 10 to 20 robotaxis, right? So I think all of this is just going to take longer than we think, and definitely longer than Elon thinks. And I only say that because Elon has just notoriously, he's doing the right things. He's pushing his team and saying it publicly to put pressure on them. And that's what a CEO should do. But he's not the CRO, the chief risk officer. He's not the CEO, the chief operating officer. And he's not a Ashok who actually has to do the thing. All right. So that's why I think we should look for them for more signal. But so I think a lot of these things will happen in 2026, but I think it's going to take some time for them to actually come to fruition. But I do think they'll get there. I do think by the end of 2026, we're going to see a lot of cities with a decent amount of robotaxis that we can use. I think Cybercab will probably, by the end of the year, they'll probably be printing maybe, I don't know, high hundreds a day. I think would be pretty optimistic. Anything better than that, I think would be great. You guys see my puppies back there? And so and then Optimus, I think Optimus, it'll be more of an unveiling of Optimus 3. I don't think we're going to see Optimus doing anything useful that's not just a demo. So I don't think they're going to start actually printing out 10,000 Optimuses to actually go work in the factory. They might print out 10,000, 5,000, whatever, but they're going to be training. They're going to be learning. I don't think it's like, okay, we got this. We got lots of skills. We're going to start putting them out there to actually work. I think it'll be test bed, learning what they don't know, seeing how long it takes to get certain ones trained up on different jobs, because they have to learn all that, right? You can't just print out 5,000 Optimuses, give it to Pepsi, be like, all right, go ahead, have fun. It's like, no, okay. What do you want them to do at Pepsi? What's your standard operating procedure? Like, what are your own rules? What are your own safety standards? What are your own, like, how do you want to interact? How long does it take to teach them to do the given task? Who's going to do that? How do we do that so Tesla doesn't always have to be there to do that? What if something changes, right? So I think it takes a lot more time to do these things than what we want as investors. But I think by the end of 2026, we'll know what the actual Optimus is going to look like. In 2027, maybe they'll start producing more of that and actually put them into actual operation in 2027 rather than just printing to get lots of test data. So those are my big ones around Robotaxi, Cybercab, stock price, and Optimus.
So I will say the reality check on FSD/Robotaxi being everywhere instantly, even in April, is they did one driverless customer delivery and only one, just the one.
Yeah.
Proof of concept. I expected to see them ramp it up by now, do maybe one a week, maybe one a day, maybe shift entirely to all Austin area inside the fence, getting their deliveries done that way. It's gonna happen. I agree with Nick on all counts. I'm patient.
Yeah, I think you guys are all being way too conservative here. I don't want to be way too optimistic because that is where you get wrong. But
I do.
That was a little doom and gloom, dude. That was a little too much. You woke up on the wrong side of the.
I'm with Nick on this one. Herbert's wrong. Hey guys, I need to cut out because in 5-10 minutes I'm going to be.
Can't leave.
Doing the post show.
He can't go. No,
he's got to pee.
To bring me a cake.
No, he can't go.
Because in the post
I refuse.
show, break before my post show. He doesn't want the Magic 10 because this is my last regular scheduled appearance here. I will be still on Herbert's channel twice a week at least. I will still be on Nick's channel anytime he wants, and he's welcome.
Dude, what we should have faked our faked fight between us. You know how many people go, "Oh, Herbert must have pissed off that guest. That's why they don't show up again." I'm like,
that's
well,
true.
Actually, for you guys to know, Brian and I are just pissed at Herbert. Brian, that's our secret handshake. Brian,
you guys are kicking me out. I'm out.
I'm sorry. We got to boot you.
Yeah, sorry. I'm gonna need that
Brian,
Brighter sign at my house, so ship it.
Brian, no, you cannot go, dude. No.
He wants a brighter sign. Quick question. How do you guys feel about pineapple on pizza?
Love it. That's why. He set me up. I'm gonna miss the guy.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
How did he know? How did he know that I was gonna do that?
Damn, dude.
Maybe you would have done it regardless, right? If I said, I hate it.
Yeah.
He would have like.
Now you're pretty little self stuck with me, Herbert. And what do you mean doom and gloom? That's not doom and gloom. I'm telling the people what they need to hear.
No.
Reality of it.
That's not the reality of it.
You're right.
That's way too, dude. No. You don't have to take me to the extreme.
You go up more than what it's gone up this year. You are, yeah. I'm not debating the stock price. I'm talking about Optimus. You're talking about, it was just way too negative. On the far left of whatever I'm definitely not far left.
So, okay. So, would Optimus only be just for show and demo? No, it's going to be used. Pick and place is something that many human or robot companies are already doing today in actual factories. Digit's already working at GHX and then this is only for Tesla's use. They won't be selling this to Pepsi anytime soon, but for their own use, that is how they're going to learn, but they're already going to use it. Pick and place is something that it can be done. The only reason why you don't want to do thousands or 5,000 is because of the reliability of the manufacturing of these actuators and they'll break down. But
old-fashioned bet. Let's make a bet.
Yeah, I'll make a bet. So, I mean, yeah, by the way, I might lose that bet with Alexandra.
I've never lost a bet to anyone in the Tesla community. I've won every single bet. So you guys can all, I'm not reading the comments right now, but you guys can all say I'm wrong. I've won every single bet. I'm undefeated.
Wow.
So bring it on.
Oh, wow. All right. So I think are you saying that
humble brag. I'm right a lot.
Wow. Whoa. So when it comes to Nick success, it's like optimism to the roof. But if it comes to all right. So Nick, okay. I mean, if you want to force me to bet, let's say, would you agree? You don't think that a Tesla Optimus bot will be doing a useful work at a Tesla factory at all next year?
Yeah, let me just state my point clearly. Assuming it's doing, even if it's doing pick and place, it will not be for actually doing the work. They're only going to have it pick and place for data collection. That's it.
How would you know the difference? How would you know whether or not they actually let go of an employee and they're actually now using this?
They don't even have to let go of an employee. They don't even have to let go of an employee. I'm not saying that.
How would you know? How would you know the difference?
Because we'll just take their word for it. If they're saying that, hey, this entire line that we're using for the place where we grab this piece of sheet metal and put it here, that's all the Optimus, like they're running 24/7, whatever. Analysts will ask questions like, hey, how often, like how long are you switching them out? Are there any issues that you're seeing? Like, hey, that's real work. I'm of the opinion they're going to print a good amount of Optimuses, and it makes more sense for them not to go and just do pick and place. It makes more sense to get them doing all kinds of different data collecting.
I agree there.
Yeah, so that's my point. I think it would be foolish to waste its time on pick and place. Like, I just think that'd be foolish. I think other companies are taking different approaches because they need revenue. They need to have real proof of concept. They need to get investors excited. Tesla doesn't have to do that at all. They don't need to do any of that. They have a whole different roadmap. And I think that'll help them accelerate.
So I disagree there. Yeah, I think that they will use Tesla Optimuses for a job and useful proving that it can be for useful work next year. That is the goal for next year, is prove that it can actually be done for useful work. For useful work, Scott Walter did a great job explaining what that means, right? It's got to be as fast as humans, or even if it's not as fast as humans, but it's enough to show that it's worth replacing a human. It's got to be charged in time. It's got to be durable enough to be able to do the job. It's got to have accuracy. Not having the same as more mistakes than a human would be. It's almost like, driving as safe as a human. Here, it has to do the job as safe as good as a human can do it. Yeah, for sure, that will be done by next year. At least one. And the reason I'm saying pick and place is because that is already demonstrated by many robot companies today. So it's not as big of a hurdle as people think it is. It's being done. So
you think it would count if it's only one doing it and that's it?
Yeah.
I wouldn't, because that's no different than saying, well,
then
Tesla delivered a vehicle all on its own.
Okay,
yeah,
so you're saying, okay, so what's your definition? What's your definition? Not just one. Then what is it?
Just at least more than one. It's gonna be like several. It's like it just has to be apparent. Like, oh crap!
I'll say 20.
They actually have bots working in the factory.
Yeah. Okay. For sure. That'll happen next year.
Be like splitting hairs, right?
I think you're being a little too negative if you think that 20 bots won't be doing useful work for Tesla by the end of next year. That would be really negative.
Dude, I don't mind being wrong. It just means that I get to grab a drink with my buddy.
Well, no, this is a big deal because this is the very first time that Nick Gibbs lost the bet.
Ask me how many bets or actually were had that
I don't keep track. But I don't care.
Just ask me.
How many have you?
Yeah, one.
You said none earlier.
Huh?
You said none earlier. Oh, you've only made one bet.
I haven't lost any, but I've only made one bet.
Okay, gotcha. What was that bet?
I was waiting for you to be like, how many bets have you made? And he didn't.
Yeah, I did fall for it.
I do have one active one right now with Hans and Farzad that that they will not replace the hardware in hardware 3 vehicles for use of FSD. And that's a live bet we have going on. I think if they do anything, it'll just be software based, and otherwise they'll tell people to upgrade their vehicles and they'll make it enticing for them to do that. But so that's an active living bet. But and that bet I won was against Farzad. So just to be clear.
Okay.
And
And so
I
this
don't
one,
even remember what it was.
yeah.
But
All right. So this one here, we've agreed to this. 20 bots doing useful work for Tesla Optimus.
The answer 20. If it's like 10 and it's like
Okay.
clearly it's working, like it's like I'm not here to nitpick. It's like
Okay.
dude, no,
But
they're actually doing work. It's like very clear, like it's happening. It's not just
Okay.
a demo. It's not just they're
Demo.
testing things out. It's not just for a
Yes.
commercial or an ad. Like
Right.
it's
I mean,
like they're
Figure did this test for BMW, and they said it was like, around the clock, so many months. But then I'm not sure if it's continued or not. I think that it's supposed to be continuing, but that's the thing, right? That's the bet, that it's actually changed it, and then now they're continuing to use it.
Yeah, like you would think that at the next shareholder meeting, like if they're actually, working around in the factory or doing stuff, you would think
Yeah.
that they're going to take us to like see where the Optimuses are working. Like
Okay.
that'd be something they'd probably show.
All right.
And that was
That's
like,
an easy
yeah,
one.
that'd be awesome.
Okay.
All
And then, one last question for you, Nick. What would make you change your mind of being so, everything you think they will happen first half will happen second half? All just the things you said about being very, very, very conservative next year. What would anything change your mind next year, or this is just a philosophical thing that you've noticed about Tesla?
Tesla moves fast, but they move slow, if that makes any sense. So, the same way it's like they don't have a lot of models. I'm not saying they should. I'm just saying it took them a long time just to get the Cybertruck out. The Roadster's taken a very long time, but then they do other things that are just, if you compare them to like any other OEM, they move at the speed of light. But just think then about how long it takes all the other OEMs. So it's just in the big scheme of things, Tesla moves fast, but as investors, and especially when you have Elon talking about what things are going to get done, and all of a sudden it's like, hey, it didn't get done, they move kind of slow. So I think it would just take them to actually accelerate and actually do the things you say you're going to do.
Just read the private chat, dude.
Oh, well, you're talking about...
I'm not going to share that. Then we'll share that. That was crazy.
It could do something different than whatever...
Okay. So I think I'll leave you this, that, the exponential curve, right? If things look like nothing's happening, it's super slow. People are predicting it's supposed to happen now, didn't happen. And so now we're thinking that's the way. We are now, I believe, at the inflection point. F is the solved. So I think that we could be completely wrong, that in fact, they're going to hit everything that they've been saying. Very likely, the probability is low, but that could be an explanation of why it could actually happen this time, as opposed to not last year.
It's possible, but I don't think you have all the other hurdles.
So, by the way, Nick, what is your answer? Do you like pineapples on pizza?
Yeah, I like anything on pizza. Are you kidding? Put it on pizza.